Taking a look at photo video news, I saw a few interesting things I wanted to talk about. Let's get started. First off, a new bridge camera. Didn't expect to see one of these. FZ80D 20mm wide lens, 60x zoom for landscape and macro details. Does have an EVF at 0.74x magnification. They claim amazing video quality for fast-paced action, 4K video, 4K photo. So that's kind of interesting post-focus, whatever that means in practice, I'm not sure. Does have optical stabilization on the lens and USB-C. So they're bringing a bridge camera up to recent technology. The control layout doesn't look bad, relatively compact for what it is. It does have a HDMI port. Custom modes on the dial, which is nice to see. Got a little bit more control, presumably. Quick zoom out feature that was similar on some of the Nikons that I used, where you're going to hold that or press it. When you're all the way zoomed into something, it'll quickly jump back so you can judge where your position is. Super helpful. They show USB charging of the camera, around $500 MSRP. Feels a little high, but you know, cameras are expensive. I would not relate this image to stunning. The LCD is fixed into the screen. Cost-cutting measure, whatever, so you will have a bit of limitation. It would have been nice to see some type of articulating LCD screen, but you do have the EVF. B&H is saying that it's an update from the 2017 FZ80, so you've got the FZ80D. It's using the same sensor as the previous one. That's not exciting to hear, but at the very least, they're refreshing it. 35mm f1.4 lens for the Z mount. Kind of unusual considering it's lower cost than the 35mm f1.8s. Maybe just buy a used f1.8s, depending, unless you really want the f1.4. The new lens is actually heavier than the previous lens. That's interesting. Maximum reproduction ratio of 0.18x versus 0.19x. So you're going to get a little bit better on the older lens. Same amount of lens elements, same amount of diaphragm blades. The new one does not have the nano crystal coating. Both internal focus, which is nice to see. Minimum focus distance is slightly better on the older lens. 2 ED glass elements. The new one does not have any. And then as spherical elements, you got 2 versus 3. So optically, you're getting more expensive, more advanced glass in the older lens. Kind of cool. I saw this Pixii Max camera. It's a rangefinder style camera on B&H, so it looks like it's going to be released relatively soon. Looking at their actual website, I'm pretty sure I looked at them before, but it's launching at 3,999 euros. That's a thing. There's an optical viewfinder, 0.67x magnification, which is not amazing, but that's decentish, I guess. Sensor size is a full frame sensor, and it's a backside illuminated 24.5 megapixel electronic shutter. So if you really, really want a digital rangefinder and you want to give this company a chance, maybe check it out. Looks kind of cool. Obviously, it's not cheap. It's a specialty type of thing. 32 to 256 gigabytes. I like the top of it. That screen on the top looks very cool. Yeah, I don't think it has a card slot. Very odd. Nothing that I'm going to get into, but it's a thing. Fujifilm has been obviously very into the instant cameras, but then they also have been doing hybrid versions, which is basically a digital camera with a printer inside. If I were to go with one of their cameras, I might go that direction. The hybrid approach, at least to me, makes sense, but sacrilegious to people that are into this type of camera. I don't know. Got matcha green, deep browns, and misty white. Nice thing about these, they look pretty compact, especially compared to some of their previous models. So if you want a compact hybrid camera that you can print on demand, I think that's a very nice option. The specs here. 1/5 type CMOS sensor. I don't know what that calculates to, but f2 aperture on the lens. If we look at the focal distance, it's 28mm, and then the equivalent is 35. That's a relatively large sensor, it looks like, inside. Interesting to see. Shutter speed up to 1/8,000th of a second. Specification-wise, it looks pretty good. And obviously you get a LCD screen in the back, print on demand, rather than having to convert every shutter release to a physical photo. At least to me, I think the hybrid approach for these Instax cameras is a good route for them. Looking at the price, not terrible, $170, pretty cool. NiSi 250mm f5.6 reflex lens. Obviously with reflex lenses, you're going to get weird background shapes. So they're very specialty. I wouldn't say they're a great option, but if you want a lot of range for a lower cost, usually you could check these out. I don't know if these are new, but Sirui has a sniper series of lenses, 23, 33, and 56 f1.2 APS-C lenses. I noticed them and thought I might as well see what they are. The white ones look very interesting. If a stormtrooper had a lens, I think it would be these. But the funny thing is sniper with a stormtrooper lens, that doesn't make a ton of sense. APS-C makes these a bit niche, but I mean, if you're curious, the price doesn't look too bad. Anyways, I had seen them on B&H. This one shows a 16 f1.2. That doesn't make a ton of sense, but if it's a thing, that's a very unique combination of focal length and maximum aperture. AstrHori, I have used one of their lenses in the past. They are still going. They announced this 20mm f13 2x macro probe lens. It's a very specialty, unique thing for easy RF, L, and EF mount. It's got the 360-degree rotating base on it, which is the main update to the lens apparently. Kind of cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a lens like this, but obviously niche, specialty, and expensive. Last lens, Tamron 50-300. Looks kind of interesting if you want range. It's on E-mount. Check it out. Aperture range isn't amazing. MSRP of $800. Not cheap, but I mean, for a long zoom lens, they're always pretty expensive. Photo video news. Hope you enjoyed it. Scott for Banzai. Thanks.